And I want to thank Deputy Fitzmaurice for his effort and his work behind this motion. And I welcome that the government is not opposing it and is going to work with the contents of it. I find myself in a strange position. I am absolutely committed to climate change. And it's the greatest existential threat that we face, and we have to take action. My difficulty with a lot of what the government is doing, would appear to be on a divide and conquer basis, and on this occasion, a division of the town or the city from the rural areas. And Minister, you talked about, I suppose, really, the feeling for me and the feeling on the ground is, if we take Galway City, it has not taken urgent action in relation to climate change. We are not rolling out park and ride, public transport, and so on. We took away waste management from the county councils way back in 2001, when Galway City Council distinguished itself by working for zero waste management, but it was unacceptable to the government at the time, and you remember all of that. And we said no to an incinerator, not on the basis of NIMBYism, but on the basis of zero waste, 3 bins and so on. I say that by way of the people are way ahead of us on so many issues. So many issues in relation to neutrality, in relation to climate change, in relation to what's needed, justice and equality. Comes up on the doorsteps all the time. I never heard anybody looking for a reduction in tax in all the time that I've canvassed. What they've asked for is services. So back to topic, what happened in here is most unfortunate, to put it at its lightest, that rather than anticipating, analysing the problem and given, as my colleague has said, a just transition, ways of dealing with it when the turf has to go, you made really a hammer. You took a hammer to this, and now you're changing your mind, which I welcome. We all make mistakes, and you're going to look at it. I welcome that. But it is doing terrible damage to the climate change movement. And I know this is about health, and I fully support you in relation to the elimination of smoky fuels. Absolutely. But if we look, and you talked about evidence, look at the analysis, and I'm looking forward to the more recent analysis following up on this census. But the last census told us, and we'll take Galway, I'll be parochial, the counties with the highest proportion of households using peat central heating, and they named them out. Galway is third with 23% using peat for central heating. And as my colleague has pointed out to me, that excludes the houses that are using peat with no central heating. So the figure is astronomically high, utterly reliant on peat. And I'm only mentioning one county, that's third highest. There are lots of other counties. No analysis, no thought given by anyone as to how to deal with that. And if we come back then to the double messages given all the time, and I'm on record against the carbon tax, I make absolutely no apology for it. It is a divisive tax, and it does not serve us well in relation to climate change. If my experience in Galway can be described as unique to Galway, I don't think so. I think people are genuinely want to act in relation to climate change. And the obstacles have come from successive governments. So let's look at data centres. I remember in 2018, I wasn't familiar with data centres, but I downloaded, or at least the people, women working with me downloaded the policy document on data centres. I couldn't believe it. Now, I'm not sure if the chair might have a different opinion on me when he's down here as a deputy, but it's really worth reading it. It gives the thumbs up to data centres without even a consideration of the consequences for climate change and for energy use. And that still hasn't been updated. And so we're telling people they can't burn turf, the one thing they rely on at the moment, give them no alternative. But on the other hand, government policy says, build as many as you like. For the last time I spoke on this, which was very recently in relation to a Sinn Féin motion, my data centres, currently over 70 in Ireland, another 8 under construction, up to 30 more in the planning stages. 70, 8 under construction and 30 more. As of September 2021, data centres take up 11% of electricity in Ireland and so on. So I go back again to topic. I think what's missing here is actually leadership, a recognition that the people are ahead of us, and no division, no division between neighbours nor between city and county. And we were in this together in the truest sense, not like that was said about COVID, with solidarity. And we were for a little while and very quickly departed for it and used punitive methods and divide and conquer. Those that were vaccinated, those that weren't, those that were this, those that weren't. And we're doing the same thing now with climate change in relation to a punitive carbon tax and in relation to stupidity when it comes to divide and conquer, as opposed to a just transition and rewarding the people and giving them alternatives. Thank you.